That would have just been the icing on the cake. You come back to me, fuck the splitter, let's go. What happened?
Right.
I slipped and bumped in my own child's vomit. Fair enough.
It's like, I'm done with the splitter hunt. We are over this. Let's go home, hose me and the child off, and go to bed.
Right.
So
I mean, I don't really have anything to follow that up, unfortunately. Like, I lived it with you. My day consisted of trying to keep my car on the road on the hour drive down here.
Oh my god. Yeah, just looking out the window, I was like, I don't know why anybody would be driving in this, and I forced you and Jack out to drive in it. So,
I really wish I had a kite today, though.
Oh, that kite would be throwing up gang signs in the sky.
Like, I want one, or what do they call it when you put a parachute behind you and just let the wind take you?
Paragliding?
Yeah, not parasailing. Parasailing is when you're on the boat. Paragliding, but not like one with the fan. Like, I just want one like I run
like
off
you're being pulled behind the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just but with the wind. Like, no boat, no fan.
Yeah,
just the
I think
wind.
it's paragliding.
I don't know. We should
Either
get
that or
wingsuits.
paragliding is where they actually have the glider and they ride it off like the cliffs and shit.
I think that's paragliding, where they have like the goat cart almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. Leave it in the comments if there is comments on this.
Yeah. If
Is
you
there
know
comments?
what it's actually called, let us know.
Is there comments? Like, people can leave like
Yeah, we got the Facebooks and,
okay.
and
The Book of
the
Face?
tweetas.
And the twatters.
Yeah, the tweeter twatters.
Tweeter twatters. What else we got? Oh.
Speaking of tweeter twatters.
Well, speaking of Facebook,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come. We were talking earlier about what we're gonna talk about. Me and this, our first solo one.
Yeah,
just me and you.
We'll go down.
And you said, people asked you your comedic respects or influences, I should say.
Yeah.
And what, I'm not a comedian. Me and Brandon talk about it many of times. If I did any stand-up, it would be a duo thing with me and Brandon, and I would feed him stupid shit to make fun of me for.
You'd be my straight man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would. That's where the jokes would come from, is me just talking and him making comments. I don't know, you might be able to still find it, but there's a whole Twitter dedicated to my fails.
I'm proud of that.
I am too. I don't even care. So Brandon, I address this to you from your Taco Tuesday Facebook.
Yes, from our fan and friend Julie Burns.
Julie Burns?
Yes.
Is that a local, or is she from
Waterloo?
Waterloo.
Yes.
We got people in Waterloo?
Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah. All over the globe.
Shout out to Julie Burns.
Yeah.
For the question.
So Julie asked what our comedic inspirations were, and I remember early on being a big fan of the movie Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And watching that, and you see guys like Bill Murray totally just owning the camera anytime that he's in front of it, and you kind of you're drawn to his performance in that movie. So I would have to say Bill Murray is one of them, but the one person in that movie that struck a chord with me like immediately. Bill Murray was an acquired taste. That was somebody who kind of matured. You don't really get him at first.
But once, you don't get him as a kid, but once you become an adult and go back and watch, Groundhog's Day,
Right.
Caddyshack.
Yeah. Well, in Ghostbusters, you gotta think he was more sarcastic.
Yeah.
And when I was real little, sarcasm was still a learned art form.
You were Drax.
Yeah.
Didn't understand sarcasm.
I didn't get any of it. So before I fell in love with everything that is Bill Murray, for me it was Rick Moranis.
He was amazing. God damn it.
Yeah. So him in Ghostbusters, I kept thinking he's goofy, he's silly, okay, he's cracking my ass up.
Yeah.
But then I also kind of sympathized with him in the fact that he was the smallest guy there. He's you're rooting for him. You're small like I am. At the time I was small.
I was about to say, bitch.
Little guy. But you start rooting for him. You're like, come on, little guy. Do something to help the bigger guys out.
Yeah.
You're the littlest cog. You know what I mean? And so I found myself rooting for the guy, and in his goofy moments, I'm laughing at him, laughing with him. I'm scared for him, like when he runs into Slimer and that kind of shit.
Yeah, or when he the dogs.
Yeah.
You know, he comes in and
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like I'm also rooting for like when he became the Keymaster. Like I'm rooting for him to, like, at the time I'm thinking like, okay, he's possessed. I'm rooting for that possession to, like, disband and come off of him.
And
like,
then you get older, and realize
it's hilarious.
Well, you realize what Keymaster and Gatekeeper are.
Oh yeah.
And he's got a banger.
Right. But at the time I was like, oh no, he's possessed by this ghost, and he thinks he's a Keymaster. Get out of my friend! Get out of my friend! So then I followed Rick Moranis from the Ghostbusters movies to, like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And that kind of
Or
thing.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kids was the first one, wasn't it?
No, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was the one where...
Well, I know what they are, but I thought I Blew Up the Kid was the first one where he blew up his toddler.
No.
That was a later one?
Like a sequel, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they did one with the kids got shrunk, and then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and then Honey, I Shrunk Us, or whatever.
Yeah.
Honey, We're Shrunk.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, where they shrink themselves and the kids throw a party and they jump from the speaker to the bubbles and all that.
Yeah. The first one was, if I remember correctly, the first one was where Rick Moranis and his family lived next door to...
Oh, what the hell was his name? I could picture him.
Yeah.
Because wasn't he in Dumb and Dumber too?
No. He, very similar actors, not
the
same.
They look the same. That's
Exactly.
what it is. They look the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, they live next door to that guy.
Lived
They
next to
hate
the guy, and the kids from both sides...
played baseball.
Yeah, one kid knocks a ball through Rick Moranis' window. It lands on the machine.
Yep.
The kids go investigate.
Boom.
They all get shrunk together.
Yep.
And then they make friends with, like, an ant that's now giant since they're so small.
Yeah. I actually went to, I think, Disney when that was coming out, and they had a Honey, I Shrunk world. So you would go, and they had, like, the giant ants and the leaves and stuff.
Yeah, I remember seeing it when they would cover it on, like, the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
When they were, like, doing the advertisements of, like, hey, I know you're enjoying this Disney cartoon, but if you can talk your parents into bringing you to Disney World.
Right.
And me and my sister were lucky enough to actually...
Big-headed ass sister.
Me and my sister were actually lucky enough that my parents were like, you want to go to Disney World? We're like, sure. We went to Florida, and the entire time we were there, it rained.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
See,
it was like, hey, welcome to Disney World. Pouring down rain. I think we got to go see, like, the Muppets 3D experience.
Oh, okay.
And we did one of the... I don't think it's a Small World after all. But we did one of the rides where you're, like, in a boat or a cart or something. And
well, there was
you through the
Pirates of
whole
the Caribbean one. That might have been what it was.
Possibly.
That one's one's mostly enclosed.
Yeah, I know it was on the Universal Studios lot.
It's probably the Pirates then, because
Okay.
It's a Small World is Disney. It was probably the Pirates
Right.
one. See, that's the thing. Like you've been to Disney once?
Yeah.
See, as a kid, I didn't realize how goddamn spoiled I was.
Yeah.
And hearing you say like, "Oh, our parents took us," and seeing all these people playing their Disney, I went like 2 or 3 times growing up.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm actually, like, I understand. My parents were.
Your parents were just hardworking folk.
Yeah, when they became parents, like they weren't well off. Like,
yeah.
Neither one of their families are rich or well to do.
Nah, you're
just,
very blue collar.
Yeah, just two young high school sweethearts that, like, hey, I love you too. Let's have a baby.
Yeah.
Boom. Got married. I was in my mom's belly in the wedding, and the rest is history. Like,
right.
My big-headed sister came around.
God, your sister is goddamn big. Goddamn.
And like that was that. But you know, they fought a lot to try and keep up and
Yeah, they try.
keep ahead of everything.
I've known you long enough. They try to do what they can.
Yeah.
And I am glad to see you and your dad kind of talking again. I mean, that's a story for a whole other cast, but
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
glad to see you guys kind of when you were with your granddad and Jack was you guys were watching the Steelers game.
Yeah.
And your dad kind of commented on that, and you tagged your dad. I was happy to see that because I
Yeah.
know how much your dad and mom mean to you, and I know it's been hard the last couple of years with everything that went down and your wife being crazy. But
and let's be fair, everybody was crazy at that time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So Rick ran. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have one coming in, but kind of listening to you, just Chris Farley popped in my head.
Yeah.
Like, I love that man so much.
Yeah.
And I watch his movies, like Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, his solid ones.
Right.
So many times.
Now, for me, when I see that stuff, it's kind of like seeing home movies of an old like family friend or family member.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, why are you? I saw a video online today of Ozzy Osbourne found like old unreleased masters of stuff that Randy Rhoads recorded for Ozzy's first solo album. Randy Rhoads is a guy that played guitar on Crazy Train.
Oh, nice.
As his Ozzy's first solo song, and like they found that, and Ozzy kind of got emotional listening to that. I feel the same way watching that, and like, oh man, I remember that from my childhood. That I feel the same way listening to that I do watching Chris Farley's movies, like Beverly Hills Ninja was a train wreck and a half. But as a kid, you're not watching it because it's award winning. You're watching it because it entertains you. And Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, all that stuff. Even some of the sketches, like the one that sticks out is the one that
Beverly Hills Ninja is the best one. Truthfully, it was hilarious.
Right. But the SNL sketch that he did with Patrick Swayze when they were the Chippendales dancers, that's a classic. I liked when Chris Farley, David Spade, Adam Sandler all dressed up like the mall Valley Girls, and David Spade's like telling him, slow down. Chris Farley's eating so fast, and David Spade, slow down, and Chris Farley goes, lay off me, I'm starving. Like, it was stuff like that you watch, you're like, god damn it, like, they don't do it like that anymore. They don't do it like they used to. So watching stuff like that now,
no, not at all.
It fills you with this sense of like, oh, I miss the good old days.
Well, and they did. I still need to watch it, but they did. I don't even know if it's out yet, but they did that basically biop movie talking about Farley and how he went to rehab 17, 18 times.
Oh yeah, he was in and out
to kick it, and it just took over him. But can you imagine like David Spade's career where it would be?
Yeah,
because that was his partner.
Well, you gotta looking at David Spade now too. You gotta think he's slowed down a lot, and I can't help but feel that it's in part due to like depression, like he misses his buddy.
Yeah.
But I do remember that when Chris Farley died, I don't know if the website's still popular or not, but there's a website called Rotten.com, and they used to show like autopsy photos.
Oh yeah.
And,
I think they took it down.
Okay.
Like it would show people dying and
like faces of death and all that.
Yeah.
Shit. I remember like my curiosity was piqued, and I don't remember who was looking at the website, but I know I was like looking over their shoulder and saw, and they had like the autopsy photos or the crime scene photos from when Chris Farley died. And they're like, here's a picture, and you can see Chris Farley over in the corner here, dead. And I just remember like...
Was it at like a party?
No, it was like at his apartment.
It was the crime scene photos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like either his apartment or a hotel, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just a photo where you can see everything.
It's showing the space.
Yeah, showing everything. And then they're just like, yeah, over in that corner you can see Chris Farley's dead body. And I just remember thinking, like, what the fuck?
Okay.
So
I'm getting sad, so let's